Imagine a mind that doesn't just visit the world, but actively builds it through connection. This is the radiant engine of the extrovert, a psyche powered not by solitude, but by social synergy, where an introvert's world is a deep, internal well. The extrovert's reality is a vibrant, expanding network, a living tapestry woven from interaction, conversation, and shared experience. Today, we journey into the sun-drenched landscape of the extroverted mind, exploring the dynamic psychology that fuels our social catalysts, our energy amplifiers, and our masterful architects of the external world. This is not about loudness, but about a fundamental, energizing connection to the people and stimuli that surround them. At the core of the extroverted experience lies a powerful neurochemical truth. Their brains are wired for a robust response to external rewards, with dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, acting as primary fuel. Novel conversations, bustling environments, and social recognition provide a potent, energizing hit. This isn't mere preference, it's a physiological craving. Their neural pathways light up in anticipation of social and experiential rewards, propelling them outward, seeking the stimulation that makes them feel most alive, engaged, and truly themselves. Watch an extrovert solve a problem. You'll notice they often think by speaking. Their cognitive process is externalized, a live stream of consciousness shared with the world. Talking is not just communication. It's their primary mode of ideation. By voicing thoughts, they clarify them, shape them, and test their validity against the reactions of others. A silent room is a stalled engine. The friction of dialogue, the back and forth of banter, is the very spark that ignites their understanding and drives their decisions forward. While solitude drains their batteries, social interaction is their charging station. A lively party, a collaborative meeting, even a casual chat with a stranger. These are not energy expenditures. They are investments that yield a high return of vitality. The laughter, the eye contact, the shared momentum of a group. This is the electricity that powers their system. They don't just tolerate social scenes. They are fundamentally revitalized by them, drawing energy from the collective hum of human connection like a solar panel draws power from the sun. Extroverts are often collectors, not of objects, but of experiences and connections. Their world expands horizontally, through breadth, a wide circle of acquaintances, a diverse array of adventures, a vast reservoir of stories. These are their treasures. They are driven to sample the full buffet of life, believing that every new person holds a unique perspective, and every new situation offers a lesson. This expansive approach makes them fantastic networkers, cultural connectors, and repositories of social capital and lived human experience. For the extroverted mind, a rigid plan can feel like a cage. Their brilliance often shines in spontaneity, in the ability to pivot, adapt, and seize the unexpected moment. A last-minute invitation is an opportunity. A detour is an adventure. This isn't a lack of discipline, but a trust in their ability to navigate the present, and a deep-seated belief that the most meaningful moments are often the unscripted ones. Their energy thrives on the gentle chaos of possibility, turning unpredictability into their playground. Language for an extrovert is more than a tool. It is the very loom on which they weave their reality. Through conversation, they build understanding, forge alliances, and process emotions. Speaking an idea makes it tangible. Discussing a feeling gives it shape. Their thoughts often don't feel fully real until they've been aired, shared, and given life in the social space. This continuous verbal tapestry creates a dynamic, co-authored world, built in real time through the magic of dialogue and exchange. Extroverts often operate on a powerful, self-reinforcing optimism loop. Their outward engagement generates positive social feedback, smiles, agreement, laughter. This feedback, in turn, fuels further positive engagement and a generally upbeat outlook. They're not immune to sadness, but their instinct is often to talk it out, to seek comfort in the group, using external connection as a balm. This cycle makes them natural morale boosters, capable of lifting the energy of a room simply by broadcasting their own enthusiastic frequency. Extroverts are the natural architects of the human web. They see potential connections everywhere, effortlessly linking people from different parts of their lives. Building and maintaining a large network isn't work. It's a pleasurable and instinctual process. They remember faces, track life updates, and make introductions that spark new collaborations. This vast, living web is their ecosystem, a source of support, information, and opportunity. And they maintain it not with calculation, but with genuine, energetic curiosity about others. While introverts find validation from an internal compass, extroverts often find theirs reflected in the external world. Audience reaction, social affirmation, and tangible feedback are powerful motivators. This isn't a sign of fragility, but of a different orientation. Their sense of self is frequently interactive, solidified and celebrated through the recognition and responses of others. A project isn't fully complete until it's shared. An achievement isn't wholly real until it's acknowledged by their tribe. The enemy of the extroverted mind is not stress, but boredom. Their neurological need for stimulation means that quiet, repetitive, or monotonous environments can feel draining, even punishing. They crave variety, novelty, and a certain level of productive chaos. This drive pushes them to initiate plans, change routines, and inject energy into stagnant situations. They aren't trying to cause disruption. They're instinctively seeking the level of engagement where their minds function at their peak, vibrant capacity. Extroverts truly come alive in the alchemy of group synergy. They believe firmly that the collective result is greater than any individual input. Brainstorming sessions, team sports, lively debates, these are their natural habitats. They thrive on the ping-pong of ideas, the shared momentum toward a goal, the electric feeling of a group clicking. In these settings, they are often the catalysts, the connectors who energize the process and ensure every voice finds its way into the collaborative chorus. For the extroverted psyche, thought and action are intimately linked, often indistinguishable. They possess a powerful action bias, meaning they process the world by engaging with it physically and socially. When faced with a challenge, their first instinct is often to do something, to discuss it, to move, to prototype a solution through trial and error. This thinking in motion allows them to gather real-time data from the environment, adapting their path not from pure reflection, but from the dynamic feedback of experience itself. The emotional landscape of an extrovert is often a public park, not a private garden. Feelings tend to flow outward with immediacy and transparency. Joy is expansive laughter. Frustration is a vocal sigh. Excitement is contagious energy. This expressiveness is a form of processing, releasing emotional pressure through sharing. It forges quick bonds and creates an atmosphere of authentic relatability, as their internal state becomes a visible, integral part of the social dialogue happening around them. Unlike the deep, solitary recharge of introverts, the extrovert's replenishment cycle is often short and social. After periods of necessary solitude, they don't need days to reset. A brief, engaging interaction, a quick phone call with a friend, or even watching a lively show can serve as a sufficient refuel. Their energy systems are designed for efficiency and social recovery, allowing them to return swiftly to their preferred state of connected engagement, their batteries topped up by small, frequent doses of external stimulus. Broadly seeking novel experiences often comes with a higher tolerance for social and experiential risk. Extroverts are more likely to embrace the calculated leap, whether it's striking up a conversation with a stranger, volunteering for a visible role, or trying an unfamiliar activity. This isn't recklessness, but a confidence built from previous positive reinforcement gained through external exploration. They learn that the potential reward of connection, growth, or excitement often outweighs the perceived risk of the unknown. Extroverts naturally fall into the role of social conductors. They have an intuitive grasp of group dynamics, sensing when energy is lagging or a conversation is veering into uncomfortable territory. With ease, they can redirect the flow, introduce new topics, or draw quieter members into the dialogue. This isn't about domination, but about stewardship. They feel responsible for the health of the social ecosystem, using their energy to ensure everyone is included, and the collective experience remains vibrant and engaging for all. Their external processing creates a powerful, immediate feedback system for learning and growth. By putting ideas and actions out into the world quickly, they receive rapid responses. A joke's laughter, an argument's counterpoint, a suggestion's acceptance or rejection, all provide instant data. This live feedback allows for agile adaptation and course correction. They refine their understanding of people and projects, not in isolated theory, but in the dynamic, sometimes messy, classroom of real-world interaction. A common myth paints extroverts as energy vampires. In truth, Their primary gift is energy amplification. In a compatible group, they don't drain. They elevate. Their enthusiasm can be contagious, their initiative motivating, their social ease disarming. The drain occurs only in a mismatch, when their need for engagement meets a wall of resistance or exhaustion. With willing participants, they function less as a drain and more as a catalyst, sparking the latent energy in others and raising the collective voltage of the room. For a mind wired to seek rewarding external stimuli, the fear of missing out isn't a trivial anxiety. It's a genuine psychological tension. The thought of a meaningful connection happening, an exciting experience unfolding, or a crucial conversation taking place in their absence can create real distress. It stems from their core programming, the drive to be present at the nexus of action and interaction where life, as they experience it most fully, is actively being created and shared. Extroverts possess a talent for accelerating the timeline of familiarity. They can generate a sense of closeness and camaraderie quickly through open sharing, enthusiastic questions, and inclusive body language. Walls come down fast in their presence. This ability to build rapid rapport is a superpower in networking, team building, and creating instant communities. It's not superficial, but a genuine, accelerated process of social discovery, compressing what might take weeks into hours, fueled by an authentic belief in the value of every new connection. While a single, deep-focused task can be challenging, extroverts often thrive in environments requiring divided attention. The buzz of an open office, the background hum of a cafe, multiple simultaneous conversations. This multi-stimulus environment is where their cognitive engines they can juggle various streams of social and sensory information, finding the chaos organized and the overlapping inputs energizing rather than distracting. This makes them exceptional in dynamic, fast-paced roles where priorities shift in real time. When facing emotional distress or personal conflict, the extrovert's primary healing mechanism is verbal processing. They don't retreat to ponder. They reach out to discuss. Talking it through with a friend, a partner, or even a willing acquaintance is how they untangle their feelings, gain perspective, and find resolution. The act of articulation is cathartic, and the listener's empathy provides the validation that stitches their understanding back together. Silence, in these moments, feels not like peace, but like a pressure cooker with no release valve. In groups and families, extroverts often become the keepers of shared history, the living archive of collective experience. They are the ones who remember and retell the stories, who reinforce the inside jokes, and who reaffirm the group's identity through constant narration. Their legacy is one of palpable presence. Long after an event, it is their animated retelling that keeps the memory vibrant and emotionally resonant for everyone, ensuring the social tapestry remains tightly woven across time. Extroverts often navigate the world with a measurable optimism bias. Their dopamine-driven reward system, constantly seeking positive engagement, subconsciously tunes them to notice and expect favorable outcomes. This isn't blind positivity, but a neurological tilt towards seeing opportunity in challenge and connection in solitude. This brighter outlook makes them resilient in the face of social rejection or project setbacks, as they are inherently wired to quickly seek out and anticipate the next rewarding experience on the horizon. In any static environment, the extrovert feels a primal urge to activate, to initiate. An awkward silence is a vacuum they feel compelled to fill. A lull in plans is a space they rush to populate with suggestions. This instinct isn't about impatience, but a deep-seated role as a social catalyst. They monitor the group's energy levels like a thermostat, and when they sense a drop into boredom or disengagement, their programming kicks in to generate heat, motion, and interaction to restore the system to its optimal, lively state. For many extroverts, their sense of self is not a static portrait locked away inside, but a living sculpture continually shaped and polished through interaction. They discover who they are by seeing themselves reflected in the reactions of others, by testing ideas in the social arena, and by playing different roles within their various communities. Their identity is conversational, dynamic, and proudly public, becoming more defined and multifaceted with every exchange and shared experience. While solitude is a sanctuary for some, for the extrovert it can be a skill that requires deliberate practice. Extended periods alone, without external input or social feedback, can lead to feelings of restlessness, a drop in mood, and a sense of disconnection from their own vitality. Learning to sit with silence, to enjoy their own company without external stimulation, is often a conscious developmental journey, a necessary and sometimes difficult counterbalance to their innate social brilliance. Extroverts are the natural spark plugs in any group engine. They excel at translating collective potential into collaborative action. In team settings, they instinctively identify and connect disparate ideas, champion contributions from others, and generate the enthusiastic momentum needed to propel a project forward. Their focus is on the synergy of the we, and they derive immense satisfaction from seeing a group coalesce and achieve more than any individual could alone, fueled by the shared energy they help to generate and sustain. For the extroverted mind, a thought unshared is an experience halved. They live with a constant, low-level impulse to broadcast their internal world, a beautiful meal, a sunset, a random memory, a personal triumph. Social media is a natural extension of this psychology, but it manifests everywhere. This sharing is an invitation to connect, a way to extend the moment's value by weaving it into the shared narrative of their relationships. It turns a personal experience into a communal point of reference. While many avoid tension, extroverts often have a higher tolerance for, and even a preference for, addressing conflict directly and verbally. Unresolved disagreement is like disruptive static on their preferred frequency of connection. They would rather engage in a passionate, clarifying debate than sit in the uneasy quiet of unspoken issues. T's approach, when managed with empathy, can clear the air efficiently, as they use dialogue as a tool to dismantle barriers and restore the smooth flow of social interaction. A sophisticated extrovert possesses the ability to subtly modulate their energy and presentation to match their audience. They can be the life of a party with friends, yet project polished professionalism in a boardroom. This adaptive persona isn't inauthentic. It's a form of social intelligence and empathy. They read the room's needs and contribute in a way that best facilitates connection and achieves the social goal at hand, demonstrating a fluid mastery over their own expressive toolkit. External recognition is not a vanity for the extrovert. It is a vital form of fuel, a public compliment, a team award, visible appreciation. These acts validate their efforts in the communal sphere they value most. This feedback directly feeds their dopamine-driven system, reinforcing behavior and providing tangible proof that their energy investment has meaning and impact. It's less about ego and more about confirmation, a signal that their social and professional contributions are successfully weaving them into the fabric of the group's story. The very neurological craving for novelty that makes extroverts dynamic can pose a challenge for sustained, deep focus on solitary tasks. Their minds, like butterflies, are drawn from flower to flower of stimulus. Cultivating the discipline to stay on a single, unchanging flower for extended periods requires significant cognitive effort. This isn't an inability, but a constant negotiation with their own wiring, often requiring structured environments or techniques to temporarily quiet the inner drive for external engagement and interaction. There is a profound generosity inherent in the extroverted psyche. They offer their energy, their attention, and their social resources freely, with an open-handed spirit. They are quick to include, to introduce, to celebrate. This generosity stems from a fundamental belief in abundance, the idea that social capital and joy are not diminished by sharing, but multiplied. Their world is built on the principle that a rising tide lifts all boats, and they often see themselves as stewards of that tide. A profound paradox exists, where an extrovert can feel intensely lonely even while surrounded by people. This occurs when the connections available are numerous but lack depth, or when they feel unable to be their authentic, expressive self within a group. The quantity of interaction cannot compensate for a deficit in quality or authenticity. In these moments, the very crowds that usually energize them can highlight a hollow feeling, a craving for the meaningful resonance that is the true prize of their social seeking. Extroverts often excel as big-picture thinkers, but their canvas is the external world. They connect dots between people, market trends, and cultural shifts by actively engaging with them. Their insights come not from isolated contemplation, but from recognizing patterns in conversations, observing group behaviors, and sensing shifts in the social atmosphere. They synthesize information from a wide array of live sources, building a macro understanding that is dynamic, socially informed, and exceptionally valuable for navigating complex human systems and forecasting collective movements. For the extrovert, words of affirmation are more than compliments. They are essential sustenance. Hearing "great job," "I appreciate you," or "tell me more," acts as direct, verbal fuel for their sense of value and connection. Silence can feel like negation, while engaged verbal feedback confirms their place in the social exchange. This need stems from their external processing orientation, where thoughts and feelings achieve full reality and validation when reflected back through the affirming language of others. A unique and pure joy for many extroverts lies in the act of initiation. Sending the first text, planning the event, knocking on the neighbor's door, asking the provocative question. They relish being the catalyst, the first spark that ignites the social flame. This proactive stance gives them a sense of agency and creation in their relational world. They don't wait for the party to happen. They build it, deriving deep satisfaction from orchestrating the very opportunities for connection they crave. Understanding the extrovert is not about glorifying loudness, but about honoring a fundamental source of human vitality. They are our connectors, our amplifiers, our masterful navigators of the shared space. Their psychology reminds us that for a significant portion of humanity, the self is not a secluded fortress, but a bustling port, made richer by every ship that comes to dock. In the grand human symphony, they are the vibrant, communal melody, a necessary and brilliant counterpoint to the soulful, introspective harmony, together creating the full, magnificent score of human experience.